I have a lot of interesting hobbies. I have some very down-to-earth hobbies and some very un-down-to-earth hobbies. And one of the hobbies that I enjoy most is leaving a perfectly good airplane 2 miles in the sky and plummeting toward the ground at 120 miles an hour. That's one of the things that I enjoy most in the world. It is absolutely exhilarating, and I love every moment of it. And if that's not being out in the great outdoors, I don't know what is. I've done it over 30 times. And one of the occasions that I went jumping somewhere in the 20s on the plane, and we're going up to 13, 14,000 feet, and we're sitting in the plane, going up. As you go up, you can see out the door. The door is like a plexiglass door. You can see right out of it. You climb up through the clouds. You see the clouds going past. And as you're going along, you're preparing for the jump. You're looking around at everybody. You're kind of talking. You make sure all your straps and everything are strapped tight. The door opens up, and the wind blows in. Now the wind, 14,000 feet in the air, is cold. It's a July day. It's 80-some degrees with humidity on the ground. It's 30-some degrees, maybe 40 at the best. It's cold, but that air is just absolutely amazing. It just makes you feel so alive. And you see the first group of jumpers get to the door, and they're in the door, and it's 1, 2, 3, and they're away. And as they go away, it takes about 1, 2 seconds until you can't see them any longer. I mean, they're just tiny little dots. They just disappear. And now it's your turn. And so the guy I jump with, I do a tandem jump. And that requires me to be strapped onto the chest of my friend Peter, who I jump with. So we're strapped in, and he positions me outside the door. My legs are hanging outside the door. The wind is blowing in my face. The plane's flying at like 80 to 100 knots, and the wind is blowing in your face. And it feels amazing. Trust me, it feels absolutely amazing. So we're sitting in the door, and I cross my arms in front of my chest, and it's our turn. 1, 2, 3, out we go. And I can't quite put into words the feeling that you have when you leave the plane. For anyone who wants to jump, I say go jump. Absolutely, go jump. Because it is falling into absolute bliss. It is giving it 1,000 fist pumps could not give it enough credence. I mean, it is an amazing feeling. So all of a sudden, you're flying face down toward the ground, 120 miles an hour. Your face is rippling. The wind is blowing you around. You can see where I jump in New Jersey. You can see Center City, Philadelphia. And then if you rotate 180 degrees on a really clear day, you can see Atlantic City. You can see the ocean. You can see inlets, coming in behind Atlantic City. You can see the hotels, everything. So this particular jump, you jump for about 60 seconds in free fall. And when you get to about 5,000 feet in a tandem jump, that's when you deploy the chute. So we got to, about 5,000 feet. We deploy the chute, and it opens. Now, the thing about deploying the chute, there's a little bit of a tug. And that might be a little bit of an understatement, depending on how the chute was packed. But there's a little bit of tug. You feel the straps against your sternum, and it pulls you. And for this particular jump, as we popped the canopy, I saw something I had not seen before. I saw this white flash. This white flash goes whoosh. And I saw this thing. I couldn't figure out what in the world was that. Was it a bird? Was it a plane? I had no idea what it could have been. And I didn't think of anything of it, because I looked up, made sure that, canopy was deployed. Peter makes sure it's deployed. None of the lines are crooked or anything like that. We're good. And then what we do is we pull my legs up so that my legs are more in a position like I'm sitting right now. Because my legs, I'm 6'3", Peter's 6'1", and you don't want my legs hanging down below his when you come into land. So we pull my legs up, and it's at this point I realize I'm only wearing one shoe. When I went up, I was wearing two shoes. Now I realize that my white Adidas is now on its own free fall adventure, is probably now flying down at 120 miles itself, down to someone's yard below down in New Jersey. And so we continue the 5-minute ride down to the ground. And it's as we're getting close to the ground, I'm realizing why you really need to have shoes, because your feet can touch the ground and skid. Even though Peter's skilled at getting his legs underneath mine and sliding in, like, he's an amazing skydiver. And on this particular one, my feet kind of tapped just a little bit. And when they tapped and we rocked back and we're sitting there after landing, I noticed there's a little bit of blood on my sock. And I realized I had done something to my toe. So this is when I realized that I'm going to be the guy in the wheelchair that sprained his foot while skydiving. So there's a rule. Never go skydiving, and when you go up, never take anything that you're not willing to part with when you go up.